What's up, guys? I just got back from a little local tournament and I thought I'd bring you the deck profile and the sort of report for it. I know it's been like a couple of weeks since I bought you this profile, but I really just wanted to talk about my experience throughout the day as well as the actual deck itself. So I'm going to quickly get this deck sort of over and done with and talk about my actual day there, as opposed to the actual explaining my choices. I'll do quick explanations, but if you've seen my other video, you should know why I run certain things. So, I guess first off, just going to quickly start off with the 3 Megalo. Megalo was the most important card of the day. Being the OTK facilitator, the one that got me my game wins. Mermail Abyss. As much as people are cutting it, I don't think it should be cut. It is still consistent at 3, and I personally like playing it at 3. Then 2 Abyss Pike. Again, it was consistent, although I really wasn't happy that I couldn't make I couldn't make Abyss Dwellers as often as I wanted to. Then Lind, people have been cutting this, but I wholeheartedly disagree with them because it's still quite strong with Sphere. Gund, I only play it 1 because it clogs, but I still wish that I could play more of it, because then it would actually really help a lot with getting stuff from the graveyard when I need it. I might bump it up. I just will have to see. But that is the Mermail. That's the actual Mermail part of it. Then we have the Atlanteans with 2 Dragoons for adding. Then we got 3 Marksmen for, it was more as a rogue thing. It's a rogue call. This just for clearing my path. And this for searching. Well, more searching and activating their effects easier. Then for sort of one-of waters, we've got the one-of Diva, which I'm going to just put those together, the Undine, and Controller. Now, before people say anything, as soon as possible, these 2 are coming out. This is going to be a Moulin Glacier, and then this is going to be an Abyss Lead. They are coming out as soon as possible, but I just needed something in the deck, and seeing as Abyss, the Undine build was already a thing, I thought I'd just run it and see how it goes, and I hated it, so they are obviously going to be coming out. And then Diva was strong throughout the day. Unfortunately, it got negated quite a few times, but that it doesn't detract from the fact that it's really good. Then for the hand traps, I ran double Veiler, double Maxi, and 1 Gauze Emissary of Darkness. I wouldn't change these ratios because I think they're good, although Maxi and Veiler clog a little bit, but I'm still going to keep them the same because I feel that it's fine as it is. It didn't clog as much as you'd think it would. Then for one-off spells, we got a Raigeki, Soul Charge, Salvage, and Mizuchi. Mizuchi was more OTK potential, Salvage was just to get some more fodder back to your hand, Soul Charge I kinda hated, because it came to me at times which were not great. Most of the time I was on less than 1,000 life points, but I still used it to my advantage, and Raigeki helped a lot when it came to clearing, just needing to clear boards. 2 of spells are the Instant Fusion and the Twin Twister. Really strong. There's nothing really more to say for these ones. Then for the traps, 1 Sphere and then 2 Breakthrough Skill. Breakthrough Skill was also kind of a little bit cloggy, but it still worked in my favour, and Sphere was good because it came to me when I needed it. There's nothing more to say about that either. Okay, so extra deck, the obvious 2 Elder Entity Nordens. Then I played 1 Black Rose, 1 Trishula, 1 Leo Keeper with Sacred Tree, and 1 Star Eater. I never made Star Eater, I made Leo almost every game that I could. Trishula once, but unfortunately that was in a game that I lost. And Black Rose came out once as well. I think Black Rose is actually going to be a Gungnir, and then later there will be a card that I will be changing out for a Dulorin. But those are the synchros that I played. Then for the XYZs, played 1 Trite, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 number 101, 1 Bahamut Shark, 1 Castell, and then for the 7s I played 1 Mecha Phantom Beast Dracosac, 1 number 11 Big Eye, 1 Gaios, and 1 that's Red Eyes, what was it, Flare Metal Dragon, I always forget its name. Trite came up a couple of times, once with its own, by actual XYZ summoning, and once by Bahamut Shark. Bahamut Shark came up once as well. Abyss Dweller came up like 4 or 5 times. I didn't go into 101 at all, and Castell I went into once. I never made Mecha Phantom Beast Dracosac, which is the card that I'm going to swap out for Dulorin. I didn't make Big Eye, but I still think it's going to be strong because there's you've got a lot of 4s running around a deck that run 4s, so you might want to take their stuff. Gaios came up like a couple of times, but again, it wasn't necessary. I still thought it was a good card though. And Flare Metal came at once, and it was actually really strong because it forced my opponent to think about what they were going to do to get rid of to stop them from being burnt. Sorry, I sort of brain farted. Then the side deck, which didn't actually get used all that often because I was up against most of the time I was up against really janky stuff that didn't really need any siding into. So I run the 2 core for... Actually, I'll just get this one out right now. The 2 core and the Fortress Dragon, so that I could actually get over machine decks, but I only played 1 Cyber Dragon player, and I didn't really need it because their build wasn't very solid, so I didn't feel that it was necessary to go into this, and I did end up winning the match anyway, so it was a good call on my part. I'm going to just put those up there. Straight now. Then I played 1 Gauze, just in case there was going to be a really hard push deck there, but there really wasn't, so I didn't really need it. Then Armoured Kappa, which I never made at all. I had a Solemn Strike, which I sided into 3 times. Solemn Warning sided into a couple of times. 2 Quaking Mirror Forces I did for the rogue sort of matchup so that they couldn't beat me to oblivion. Then Imperial Iron Walls for a potential Cosmo matchup, which I never actually faced because there wasn't any. 2 Royal Decree for traps and, decks that run lots of them. A Vanity's Emptiness, which came up once, I think. And then a couple of tokens, which really was it. But the side deck, there's nothing really special. I think it was just more tailored to a local meta as anything. But apart from that, really, that was my side deck. Matchups. First round was up against somebody's Jank sort of deck that didn't really have any synergy. I 2-0'd him. Really not much to say about that. Oh god, sorry. Round 2, I was up against Clifforts, which was a 1-2 to my opponent, which was rather annoying because I opened up quite badly for both of the ones that I lost and insanely for the one that I won. Then the third round was Cyber Dragons, which was pretty easy sort of matchup. Nothing really to report on that. Then Fire Kings. Fire Kings was a little bit of a problem because he had outs to everything when he needed them, which was rather annoying, and he sided into the hands, which weren't very fun. And then last round was another sort of janky deck, which was this time piloted by an actual child, so I gave him the benefit of the doubt, even though I still completely and utterly fucked his world over. I obviously didn't make top cut, but I got 10th out of 20, which I'm kind of proud of, so I'm not going to complain about that. I managed to pick... I thought I'd share some of the cards that I've picked up, because it just is showing that I'm actually going to be improving the deck. Improving decks that I already own, as well as future decks that could be coming. So I'm just going to show you some trades that I got. I only had 3 trades today. So the first one was, I got a triple Raiden for quite cheap. So I'm really happy about that. It's for the zombies. I'm going to be running the Lightsworn engine. So those were really important to get, and I got them as soon as I saw them. Then I actually got in Ultimate Rare Power Bond. Again, I'm sorry about knocking the camera. I got an Ultimate Rare Power Bond. I just need 2 more, which I'm really happy about. And then finally I got a Tatsunoko, which is going into the Mermails as well. I forgot to mention that. It's going into the Mermails. It's probably going to go over Flare Metal. And then I will have the other ones, I'll have the other editions in there as well. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this sort of short-ish video about my matchups and all that. It was an interesting day. I enjoyed myself. It's a shame that I had originally planned to take over Gareth, but unfortunately he was working. But still, it was going to be a fun day, and I'm sorry again that I didn't actually get any footage from the event. I plan to go to another event sometime soon, be it a Comic-Con or whatever, and actually film what happens in that day. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you all later.